Good morning. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got a little chat up that you guys can chat with and all that too. And eventually we're going to be switching over to ZBrush back and forth, which will be in my other monitors. So hopefully I won't have any problems with that. You will see my OBS Studio pop up at some point probably because of that. But anyway, I'm going to start here in Character Creator with a neutral base. I've got a little, let me see if I can bring that up here. A little, oh, it's not there. This is not on the web. It's a little chat GPT thought I had here for a character. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of knock him out. This is a stylized character of an old war veteran. And this will be in the same lines as Harold, the Angry Neighbor, which has sold some, which is good. I just want to create more of these elderly folks that might live in a retirement home or something like that. So this is this dude. I'm going to go ahead and just make this smaller, and we can start working on him. If you guys have any comments or anything like that, let me know. If you're watching, let me know, just so I know that, you know, the signal's actually going out to somebody. I'm just trying to align my stuff over here because you keep it so crammed together. I know I sound like I'm 60 years old. What's up, in blue? I see you. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and load a neutral base character here. This is basically a mix between female and male that you can make go either way. And what I'm going to wind up doing is just moving a bunch of sliders around to give it the basic body shape. I'll bump it over in ZBrush, do all the actual sculpting and shaping and all that kind of stuff, and then bump it back over into Character Creator and tweak expressions and things, and probably jump back and forth as I change and add and exaggerate expressions and stuff like that for him. He'll be naked the whole time. Hopefully that's not bothering anybody. I think Facebook gets mad about that, even though they don't have any genitals. So, you know, ignore it. And it's part of art, you know. And then once that's good to go, I'll make clothes, but not in this particular live stream. This is just going to be something I'm going to be working on for a while. So, you know, plan on it going for a while. And yes, Seth, I knew that that was you because I knew about In Blue, and I wrote that little song just for you. Kidding. All right, so this is loading up the morph data and stuff for this. What do you call it? Initial base character. It's just a real basic base character. We'll be able to adjust, paint, whatever, all of its textures and all that kind of stuff too. Sculpt in all the wrinkles and everything that I will wind up doing in ZBrush. But for now, like I said, we're going to load them up in here and then just start adjusting all these proportions and, you know, junk like that. The base, you know, shapes. It's taking a minute though, so just give it a second. If anybody watching has any kind of comments or questions, let me know. And I'm here. We're about 70% into the way of loading it up. It seems like it takes a long time, but it's because it is just a base character, but it is rigged. It does have basic expressions, things like that, that you base everything else off of, which is the point. I mean, it saves some time in setting up a base character. Like I said, this guy's going to be very stylized and hopefully have a lot of character and be cool and animated and funny. I did a character named Harold the Angry Neighbor that seemed to be, you know, well liked. It's in the Real Illusion Marketplace right now. And I don't know why my screen did a weird blurb there. It's taken a minute, longer than I expected. But yeah, that one seems to be well liked and all. And he's funny, does great expressions and everything. I had to sculpt all of them in. But with these tools, I mean, it takes it a little less time on certain, you know, kind of the menial task stuff. So I'm talking a lot just because this is going to take a minute to load up. My hair's lovely today, at least, you know. Looks dirty and just flipped all over the place. I cut my own hair now, because why not? There we go. Okay, so we have this middle of the road, not quite female, not quite male character. And just to start things off, what I like to do a lot of the time will be, I'm going to go ahead and turn on foot contact. That way if we do any movements and stuff, it's not going to drop through the floor. And I'll wind up coming in here and just adjusting all the proportions and everything. And I usually turn on this smooth mesh eventually. But I can turn it on now, and what it does is just kind of takes this sort of jagged looking edges. Let me just move to a more appropriate zoom place here. You can kind of see that these look a little squared off and stylized. So this just adds a little pre-smoothing to that so it doesn't look bad even when it's in kind of a medium to low res kind of way. And I come over here to our modified tab, which is over here. I'm going to move this over and just kind of give us some more real estate here on the screen by dragging these just over to this other side. There's no reason for these to be open and taking up all of our space. So with that now, I'm going to go through and try to figure out what this guy's body looks like and so forth. I'm just going to jump open my little image here. We can leave this sitting here, but it will probably move back and forth. I'm just going to leave it on my other screen. You guys can't see it, but that's okay. Just, you know, chat if you want, because that window is open. And I'm just going to kind of look at it and try to figure out, you know, what needs to be what. Bear with me. I'm talking, thinking, etc. all at the same time, which for me lately seems to be difficult. So he's a dude, so we're going to go kind of the dude route. I'm going to go to our modify panel. We have these nifty sliders here for just about everything. He is kind of stocky, short, kind of not chicken legged, but you know, he's not slender in any capacity. So with this full body, I should be able to kind of make him a little more. See, this is just, you have all these kinds of things that are kind of preset stuff. Some of this is a little silly. Hey, it looks like my old roommate. Remember, Seth? My old roommate from up in Albuquerque before I moved away. It's kind of a joke. But anyway, that's probably the right kind of overall goofy body shape I really am looking for. And I was able to find this and sort of like this one slider moving it up a little bit. So we're going to start our base character, because if you look here, it looks quite a bit like him in the body style. I don't know if you can see that, but that's pretty impressive to get that far that quick. I'll take that. And let's see now. I think shoulders need to be more slack. We can either bring it in the width here, probably not so much there. Top height, if we can bring that down. The traps could be, they need to be up. That's what my image looks like. And I think maybe just the shoulder width as far as them popping the scale. Maybe that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. I don't mind them being thick. I just don't want them to be so wide. But this will all get sculpted. You know, everything that I can't do. I think it was more deltoid that I'm looking for. So you can do negatives here. So I'm going to go like negative 15, just see if that's too much or not enough. Let's go negative 200. Just back up there and go negative 200. So anything that needs to be changed that this can't do within here at the basic shaping, we'll do over in ZBrush. But there's serious, you know, amount of sculpting. That is my cat, if you can hear her. She's wanting attention, and well, nobody likes her. No, I'm kidding. No, it's just, yeah, we're busy. She's always making sounds all day long. Okay, let's give him a thicker wrist now. So I'm going to go to arm. We can just type in our search here and find, you know, wrist scale. Yeah, it looks okay, I suppose. Let's go negative 200 on that. A lot of wind today. There's all kinds of stuff blowing by, and I keep getting distracted every time I see it. I think there's like a dog or a cat running around. The only reason why I care about that is my cat will attack me if there's another cat outside the house. Yay. Let's see, arm old. Sure, why not? I don't know what that, That's making it look old. Width, that's the armpit. We don't really need to worry about that. I like space just so that things don't get too close and mess up when you put clothes on them. Let's just go here with, I'm looking for my thickness of my biceps here. Not pumping them up, but just like, kind of like the thickness of the arm. So there we go. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So that looks alright, I guess. He's going to have a sweater on. I like the bigger forearms just because it looks like he's worked with his hands. Military guy. It's an ex-military dude, right? Maybe that wrist is a little too thick. So let's just kind of take that down slightly, maybe -100. And that looks a little better. The leg thigh length might be just a little too long still. So let's find our leg here and clear this, and we'll go leg length. I'm going to find specifically right now the thigh length here. Yeah, I think that's a bit more proportioned for him. I think the chest is a little too tall also. So let's find our not full body. That's probably going to have to be the chest. That's what I'm looking for. Chest height. And we'll just drop him down a little bit too. That looks a little more, looks a little better. And now just a small bit shorter on those legs yet again of the lower leg. Let's see where we at. Eye tone, quad, lower leg. It's so weird how they put these alphabetically, but I guess it makes sense. Lower leg length there, just slightly smaller. Cat, please get off the mixer. There we go. And I think the hip height now might also be a bit too tall. Is it the length? Yeah, that's better there. And that's probably a bit better there. I think his lower part of his body might be a little too flappy, but not bad. Flappy, he said. That's not bad. Maybe the forearm length also is a little long. So, go with forearm. Just type in forearm. Forearm length just slightly. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not too bad. I do kind of want to make his upper body here a little bit narrow because I think he looks a little, doesn't look as old as he should. Looks a little too strong. So the chest width could be a little bit less. Yeah, let's go -100 on that actually. Maybe even make those arms. Nah, that looks a little too much now. Let's go with 50. And I think it's more about the arms because I made them a little thick. Luckily, we can just jump back and forth, do whatever we want. Gonna sneeze. Woohoo! Okay. All right, the cat's back up here again. I can't believe it. That's amazing. Arm length, arm scale. Let's just bring that down. And if we can move those inward. Get down, please. Yes, you must do it. You must. Please. Hey, it's a microphone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Cat. Oh my gosh. She only does this if I'm doing a live stream, so it's just her thing. I'm not paying attention to her, so we will not be having any of that. Let's see what else can we do. It's width. Please get down. Biceps scale. That's okay now. Triceps, forearm length, and I just kind of want to move the arms. The shoulders probably is where we need to be. That's definitely better. I'll just have to adjust the pose of the arms, which is easy enough because this will now all be done by just kind of taking an A pose or a T pose and applying it. And this is pretty much how he's going to look body-wise. I think I'll live with that. Thighs still seem to be a bit thick, and this portion of the body here, this part too. So it's more of the waist. Let's just make it a little bit, there we go, slightly thinner, maybe even the hips slightly thinner. There we go, much better. All right, so the head now, he is going to be stylized, but maybe not this much. I think I want his overall head shape to be smaller, so we'll just go full head. I'm not going to pick any of these predetermined heads. I just want to kind of go with scale. That's pretty okay. I think I'm trying to make it a little bit oversized, of course. And the top, outer width, no, the, oh Lord, I'm going to kill this cat. Hey, nope, 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 get down. Sorry, get down. Yeah, she wants a treat. She'll run for that. She was standing on my mixer, trying to scratch a hole in the screen. Okay, so let's go with face square. He's already pretty square. It's that top part of the head, though, that needs to be moved. So let's go with skull width. There we go, much better. I think a little bit of a squarish bucket head is going to be good for him because, not to use a derogatory term, but the jar head idea is where I'm going for. So let's go ahead now with the neck. We're going to thicken that out. There we go. Because of course he could kick your butt right now even. But a little more of an Adam's apple. We'll make the neck slightly shorter. You can bake these, so now I can reset everything and it'll stay where it's at. And now I can make it even, you know, thicker, wider, whatever. Let's go with a little wider neck on the top there. A little bigger scale overall. I don't want him to be ridiculous, but he is an exaggerated character. Okay, this jaw situation has got to change because he looks a little like, well, there was a character in a movie and I can't think of him. Jaw scale in general, I think that's a little better. The jaw height, I think is not horrible. I think the depth might be a little too much. Let's pull down curve slightly. I don't mind the curve so much, but he just looks like his mouth is recessed and his chin's too far out. So we're gonna go with chin width is fine. Chin depth, because I don't know what's up with that, but he looks a little odd. So there we go. We'll define the chin a little more. Give him more of the chin crease. So it's like sculpting just using sliders. I mean, it takes a minute. Do we give him a cleft? No, we could, but he's gonna have a beard anyway. And let's go with, I think that mouth needs to be moved forward and be wider. So that will work. Let's go. You can, like I said, bake these to where you can start at 0 again, leaving it in place. Looks like just short of the outside of the eyes would be perfect for the mouth. I think the height is okay. The chin, though, seems a bit tall, but like I said, it's going to have a beard, so it doesn't bother me. I just think the overall scale of that chin might be a bit big, or at least the overall depth of it. So let me just find, and it might be the jaw that is thrust forward. So let's check the jaw, and we'll go depth here, which helps us get through all these. There we go, a little more. Helps us get through all those, what do you call them? Sliders quicker by finding them. Okay, so now I think his lips are a little too kind of soft or whatever. Now I'm just using some general stuff here. There are more sliders below under this headshot category. And these are just going to be the depth of this, that, and the other. So general mouth depth, or we'll clear this field, and now I can start to see. And I think he's got kind of a more pleasant look, if you can believe it. And the lips here, we'll go back and start looking at the scale. The lower lip scale, I think, is a little bit, yeah, it was a little bit too soft. Okay, that's working for me a little better. His cheeks need to kind of be also more kind of pronounced. So let's go with cheek. Let's go, I don't know if the scale out so much, but the scale forward. So that's going to be the depth. We're going to go up to about 200 on that. He is a stylized character, don't forget. Already lost my viewers. Okay, I think that's kind of okay. I think his forehead now is just way too much prominent here. So we're going to go with the depth of, okay, this is going to be brow I'm going to worry about. So we'll go brow depth. Just kind of pull that back some. It gives him a little kinder face, I guess. I think he might still be a little too long in the overall body even. We'll see. Maybe those shoulders a little too small now. Can't tell until you move stuff around and start looking at it and go, that's wrong. So we'll go to the shoulders. And that was way too much. That was an accident. Just kind of go. Don't know what's going on with that. Something is sticking here. Might be because I have ZBrush open at the same time, but generally I want to do that anyway. Trapezius. Let's pull this back down slightly. Oh my gosh, I cannot take the cat today. Get down, please. I don't know who she thinks she is, but it's everything that I don't want her to be. So I think the pecs should be definitely less. So that's the overall scale. But the depth of the pecs. Get down, cat. Gina, can you help me in any way?
I'm trying to work.
Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Maybe this. There we go. That's going to help by doing a negative 20. And just want to flatten that out a little bit. He's going to have a shirt on, so we're not horribly worried about that. This isn't bad. I mean, enough of a little belly that's going to, just give him some character. The elbows, I do think maybe the length of the arms, the upper arms are just a little bit long. So I'm going to go length. Upper arm length is going to be that. Forearm length can even be slightly shorter. He's getting kind of weird looking to me, so I'm going to come back here and kind of start taking a look at what needs to be. Now, I'm wondering, I think it's my overall, he's starting to get the dwarfy vibe. Just get a look here. The upper arm length maybe should be longer again, just slightly. Cat's got me so riddled, like just discombobulated in general that okay. Thighs maybe a little shorter. Well, let's just keep working. I don't know. I can change them in ZBrush if I really need to do some more serious stuff, I suppose. Let's just keep going, working with the head here. I think I'm going to flatten out the chin. Hopefully that's just under chin here. I might have to use the headshot stuff. Let's go to chin, go to height, yep, and go to depth, much better, define, So we were doing this in jaw before. So that's fine. Chin sharp, maybe a little more. I don't want it to be pointed in the middle so much, but yeah, not like that. Chin square and not double. So now there needs to be something happening here. I don't like that. I don't. Just need to make sure that this doesn't lose his chin per se, but it's a little thick, if that doesn't make sense. So we'll just go jaw one more time. Don't want to lose the full thing, but the height is probably where I need to worry about slightly. That's okay. It's probably definitely going to be in the headshot stuff. Let's go now back to the chin. The general chin height. The upper chin height is really what I need to play with here. So let's go to more of a negative 200 just to see if that's too much. Okay, that works a little better for me. It's a little more natural looking. It's kind of got his look much better now. Okay, so his nose is pretty okay there, but it's going to be big toward the end. So let's go ahead and just kind of grab his nose stuff here. The overall scale should be, I think I'm going to go, it's going to be more the end of his nose. I like to typically keep things kind of exaggerated. This aquiline bit or whatever, that whole stuff is just needing to be a bit more less prominent there. And I also think that the upper can be a little slight. Well, don't want to do any of that. Let's go with ridge brow depth. That can be okay here. Probably gonna have to go with some serious brow adjusting here real quick in a minute, but for now, let's just get nose tip width up, nose tip height a little. Yeah, he needs to be rounder, so scale, height, lower width. So we're doing better. The upper scale of that now, and the lower height of that, that's fine there. Lower curve, better. Side scale, that's fine. Tip angle, it doesn't really need to be up, but I think that's okay. The depth, it's a little long now. Upper depth, I'm gonna need to probably make it a little less prominent, and I want to really round it out, so this is all just the tip of the nose, if you can believe it. He doesn't have huge nostrils, so make those a bit smaller on him. This is really, like I said, we need to get the tip. We need to get the nose in general. Oh, I'm gonna kill this cat. Get down. Last time, or I will have to, unfortunately, have you have an extended vacation stay in the bathroom. So, I said no. No.
Get down.
She's doing it so she gets a treat. Yeah, unfortunately, because that can't happen. Otherwise, she'll just keep doing it.
She wants somebody to play with.
Well, I cannot do that. All right, so let's see. I need to make this nose round. So if I'm probably gonna have to go back to the standard nose, and I'm gonna have to probably need to look up round. Nose tip around, bring that sucker much better. There we go. It's starting to do what we want. The nose tip length is probably going to be a little too long now too, so L-E-N-G tip scale maybe. No, that was fine. Height, that's definitely better. So he's got more of this sort of drinker nose is what we're looking for. So I think that's better. The scale doesn't bother me so much anymore. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to go full screen over here, and I'm gonna see just what I can do. He's gonna have some eye bags and whatnot. So we can start throwing that stuff in. I think his bottom lip and chin can come forward a little now. So this is a lot of tweaking back and forth. If you hadn't noticed, so the jaw, I'm just going to go with depth. That doesn't work on jaw. That's going to be more on chin. Jaw height, define, how to define. So I'm going to bake those just to get them back to 0. Scale, don't want that. Let's go with chin then. Move that depth forward just a little more. It's what we were kind of trying to avoid before, but now that we've got the other things situated, I don't mind that so much. So maybe that was just the define. Let's move the depth back a little now. That's better. Okay, and so I'm gonna go just to take a break from that and start looking at my eyes and eye bags and stuff. Let's say eyelids. Oh, this cat. Okay.
Get down.
Get down, please. It's not helping. We're gonna curve. Enlarge. For some reason I'm getting a bit of a delay here going on, and if anything crashes, it'll probably be the one thing that makes my day not go well from here on out. So let's go with
Are you being naughty?
inner height. Gina, please. Inner outer height. So I'm trying to find some eye bags. So I'm just going to go with bag. See if anything comes up. It does not. I'm going to go back to eye. This is eye bag height. Depth. We're going to go maybe like so. Eye bag depth left and right. Upper depth. That's pretty good in comparison. Let's just make sure we're seeing both sides. And I'm going to lengthen this out just so we can see the full name, because it's going to say left and right, and I can guarantee you that I'm going to wind up not seeing which one of these it is. And lower depth. It's frustrating. Okay, he looks like the guy from Married with Children right now. And I'm gonna bake those. And let's see, the opening, maybe a little squintier. In general, you want to make sure you don't bake an expression in. But I can't see him opening his eyes more than this in general. So let me just, oops, go back to 0 on that guy. And something a little smaller of the eyes. Now see, we're getting some issues here, so all I have to do is come back over here to our fix eye elements, and that should fix that. Not completely though, I'm noticing. So back over here, I might need to modify this to be slightly off, and
It's just a back and forth process, a pretty involved one sometimes. That's already smooth. So let me go anyway back into here and start figuring out some stuff. The eyelid upper height, I'm going to pull down slightly. The eyelid lower height, I'm going to pull up slightly. Pull up these slightly as well. Going to bake those. You can see our eye element is a little funky. Eye opening, lower. Just pull those up even more a little bit. This is an older dude that's, you know, mostly got this expression all the time unless he's super surprised. So I'm just going to kind of pull these up and give him that squint, you know, the typical old guy squint. Now we're going to look at folds and stuff. The upper eye fold. What can we manage here? I think that's a bit better. Upper inner fold. You can see there's so much kind of detail. There are hundreds, probably thousands of sliders. So it's almost like sculpting. We're going to go in and sculpt as well. But, okay. Tear ducts, let's see if we can make those a bit, maybe a bit bigger. In and outs here. Gotta be careful you don't screw up your eyes here though. The tear duct curve, I think what I'm looking for is actually and that's something else I kind of want to do is I do want to make his eyes a little more stylized. These are not horrible, but I also think maybe they need to be, well, I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. What are you doing? We weren't doing the food, huh? Let me see. So I'm back to the nose. Oh, I guess. No, I don't like those. You told me we were doing something else. Okay, so on my nose width, height, depth, twist, I want to kind of go away from that aquiline nose. This is not bad now though. Chisel, flat, no. So I'm trying to get the lower width. So I'm just going to type in width. Got kind of a low blood sugar going. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's check then on the other nose settings. And go nose width, nose ridge width, upper width, middle width. So these are the ones I'm looking for because I think that there's just too much thinness through this area. So I have to slide these around and check that I'm affecting the right part. It is slowing down a little bit, which is a little weird. And if I ever have to, I can always turn down my settings here to be a little less intense. Still seems a bit intense. Middle width, that's a little better there. Lower width. Tip width, which we don't need. Nostril width is fine. Don't need to mess with those. Septum. It could be a little wider, but so that's a bit better. I still want to make this a little bit more. So the lower nostril, we just want middle. If I can find it again. Nose ridge, middle width, lower width. Let's just move this one back slightly. I'm trying to keep that having an actual decent shape. This is probably going to be somewhat cheek related too, I imagine. Because the cheek width, I'm not going to, well, no, that one isn't what I want. But this area is what I'm looking for, like the nasolabial kind of area. Maybe the cheek crease. No, that's still too low. Crease width too low. And that's not bad to do though. And outer width. Nope, still not it. Okay, well, we're probably gonna have to go back down to these headshot ones if I'm not already in it, which I think I am. Yep. So let's go back up here to cheeks up here and see if there's some better stuff. So this cheekbone depth might be part of that for sure. Cheek flesh depth, that's okay there. Got to be really careful about how much of that we do. And face flat, probably kind of cheek mouth scale. That's some odd names for what they trying to achieve here. Cheek dimple crease, let's find it. Not what we want. Crease inner. I know that's not going to be it either, but hey, it's worth a shot. He is an older guy. We need to have that. Crease lower cheek. Cool. Crease outer cheek. Cheek dimple crease A. Cheek dimple crease AL. That's left. We don't want that. We want to go with the both sides. Let me see. So a lot of this is going to come in the sculpting. A lot of this is going to come from other areas. Let's go ahead and go with brow though, and we're going to angle his brows up as a standard expression for him, I think. Not too much though, but just enough to know that he's more like this than other things. Not always sad or inquisitive, but he's definitely not angry a lot of the time. He's just kind of, yep, well, here I am, that guy. So ears need to be also longer. Not necessarily bigger, but longer is pretty good, like that. The height can be middle of the eye-ish. So a little more. Okay. You're getting down, please. Down. Down. She's really on a rampage today. Okay, so with that, forehead, I think I want him just kind of more of a square overall, you know, head. Let's say forehead round, forehead curve. I'm trying to decide which is going to be better here. Forehead upper depth. That's fine. Don't need to worry about this wrinkle stuff. And brow, I'm sure, is going to have a lot to do with what I'm trying to do here. We don't want to lower that. Do I want it wider? Not so much. I think his eyes have a little too much. They're a little too deep. So I was like trying to figure out what was not my favorite thing in the world here. So eye depth, we will go a decent amount less. It's definitely better. Maybe even a little more. So let's just try -200, see if it's too much. Oops. -200. Okay, that works for me. I'm not liking what's happening with his eye folds here though. So let's go with eye crease. Just go with fold. bring up a general. So eyelid fold, that's fine. Semi-fold, that's fine. Inner fold doesn't, okay, we'll use that, but then the fold height is not horrible. It's probably going to be in the headshot one, so we're going to go here with eye and fold. So the upper fold, I do believe I baked these, so we can always go back from this. So that's too much. We're going to go here to negative 100. Pull that up slightly. So that's a little too much, so negative 25 maybe. And that's better. You can also see that this eyeball is kind of penetrating. I'm going to go back here and at least start from the standard fix of the eye elements. That'll help fix that, but then this eye, you can see the eyeballs are too far forward now. That's easily fixable by finding my eyeball and going with depth. Just pulling that back. To a certain degree. That's better. And I think we're getting somewhere at least. He needs obviously a lot more age, more wrinkles, which easily enough will be done. I think the brow needs to be a little bit more, you know, prominent in some way. Let's just get rid of this. That was pretty much okay. Let's go with center depth maybe slightly bigger, and brow depth in general I think is a little, maybe a little heavy. He looks like a kinder dude. I also think the chin definitely is too prominent now, obviously. I don't know what happened there. So we'll go with chin, depth. Might be the prominence. Yeah, it's the prominence of the chin. So we will go with the strength or whatever it was called. Crease, sharp, cleft, define. Let's pull this way less. So let's go with define. And that's going to be negative 100. Maybe negative 50. That's better. And when we smooth that, that's going to look a lot better. So I'm not too worried about it just yet. He is not horrible. I kind of want his eyes to angle down slightly. So we'll go with eye. I'm just going to put an angle here. There we go. And we want it to rotate slightly down. Slightly sad, you know. We're going to go with height and see if I can do something with that. Don't know what that word means, but... Whoops. Oh, we go. Okay, I changed my view. My bad. Here we go. Let's just go back to our face. And once again, get my eye height a little bit lower. Okay. Sure, I'm going to double check something here because I know where. Let's go here. I think I might even take the eyelids down. I might have to drop the lower lids, but definitely the top lids. So let's go with eye. getting lost. It's because I'm hungry. So the opening, we need an upper eyelid. Upper height is going to be lower. A little more like so. Okay, we'll just bake those in. Looks pretty good for an overall shape. I think I want his whole jaw move forward. The bottom, I think this area, all this will get sculpted though, so it's not like we're set in stone on anything that way. Kind of thinking his, I don't know, I'm really trying to figure out the proportions of the legs, and I think they're still too long, at least the thighs. So let's check that really quickly. Back to body. We'll go with leg. We'll go with length. Thigh length. Slightly shorter. I also think that the abdomen is way too long, so let's go with chest, waist. I think is with abdomen length. Need to go negative 30. Nope. How about 30? That's better. Yeah. Okay. And I'm squishing him and squishing him and squishing him, but you know, you gotta find it somewhere, somehow. I think his hips are just way too wide. So, like his legs are too far apart or something. So this is the width here. You need to go like a negative 50 to start with. Yeah. That's better. He was just looking a little too odd. I don't think he needs the big old butt, but I think that's fine probably too. Now his arm length is too long, maybe. So I'm gonna put a different pose on him. Just stand in there, just to kind of get an idea. Yeah, definitely too long. The elbows should be coming about here, so the forearms should be, yeah, those are definitely too long. So arm, in. So the overall length might be too long. I just want to make sure yeah, the uppers are probably fine. So the forearm should really hit about somewhere in there. Hands might be just a little large too, but I was kind of wanting that to a certain degree. Hands are a little large, I think, or some. Maybe not, because he is stylized, but maybe a little. I have a hard time deciding, so let's just go with a slight bit size here. Well, it's kind of like that. Maybe even make the feet now slightly smaller. Where's my foot? Slightly smaller. I like them to have big feet though, but that's a little too big. We'll just go with that. I'm just kind of glancing back and forth. I think the ears need to stick outward now. So back on the head tab, we'll go with ear, height, length. I think the scale, height, angle out is what we're looking for here. That's pretty good. I think the nose still is not kind of like round through here enough. So, but that'll be in the sculpture, I think. I can just take care of that all in the sculpture. I do want his eyebrows higher up. Now that I'm looking. Can also make the angle a little more. I think that works better too. I don't really like this cleft there. So chin for one, we can start with that. It's that defining probably, right? So we'll try that a little bit. That's better. It'll be all softened. It's a little much, but yeah. The define, you don't need crease. I want to go negative 25 at least on it. And that's probably good. Probably negative 50. Thank you. Negative 50. There we go. It's sharp now. But I think that's okay. All of this gets sculpted. So anything that looks a bit harsh, weird, whatever, I guess that all gets nice and sculpted. So we want to give him a little bit more of a thicker neck to the back. So let's go with neck, scale, length, upper width, Adam's apple. Let's go down here though. It might be in the headshot as well, which I think it is. So neck width, upper width, neck, lower width, neck depth is what I'm gonna find here. Obviously this will be tweaked a bit better. Front width left, front width, front smooth, double chin, front define. We can define a little more, it's fine. Adam's apple height, yeah, a little higher. Back contour, see it's gonna get these tiny weird little things that we can sculpt anyway. These are just like vertebrae. Kind of wanted a just back overall. And back forward, which we don't really. Let's see if that'll let me keep that and not screw up our position or anything. Let me see. I'm really wanting to get that back of the neck kind of working. I think his neck's a little too long, so. That's pretty good. And the back now. It's going to be here. Probably in torso. That's still head. Let's go with body. Back. Back depth. I kind of want the upper, because this is the scapula. Spine depth. Lower depth. Yeah. Nope. Lats. Come on, work with me here. The back depth can be out for sure because he's older. I don't want it ridiculous though, so maybe not that much, but definitely want to try and get this neck sorted here. Looks like that's going to be 90%. more than likely in the neck. Probably in, like I said, in the headshot neck. Maybe here though. Scale, length, upper width, front smooth. Nope, so it's going to be the headshot one, if anything. And that's that. And this is here. Upper width, depth, back depth. So we're going to up this to like 200 or something. Just kind of give him a bit of a little more hunch. So that's a bit better. Alright, so I think this is going to be our base dude that I'm going to take into ZBrush and sculpt. It's not looking too bad, so cool. I'm going to stop for now. Appreciate you guys watching, and then I'm going to eat some breakfast and get back to it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.